Greetings, dear ones. I'm Kryon of Magnetic Service. My partner retreats to another place by agreement, and a benevolent one. He has to do this so that the filters are removed from his humanism, so that the messages would be as pure as possible. Channeling. You still deal with the human being, with the culture, the language, the very synapse of his brain. Comes from his experience as a human. And as much as possible, it has to be put aside. What he feels first, dear ones, as he retreats from me, is an overwhelming love and benevolence for him. He feels safe. And this is what I want you to do. The subject at hand is what Meliha has asked for. She set the subject earlier. When my partner said, "What is it you would like to impart to those who sit in front of you today?" I'm not going to tell you what she said. Instead, I'm just going to give it to you. Dear ladies, things have changed greatly through history. The most intuitive thing that you can imagine has shifted. It is no shock or surprise for the cultures of this planet to have gone into the areas they have gone, and societies have moved the way they've moved. For the older energies almost demand it. A low energy seeks its own level. And that level of low energy will create that which is inappropriate in spirituality, in life, in government, in business. And you can see where it has gone and what it became. The recalibration of the human being in these days, weeks, years, and generations all has one theme: remembrance of a balanced society, the creation of peace on earth, consciousness shift to a more gentle and benevolent thinking, and the return of basic mother energy. It's going to be a challenge, isn't it? It's going to be a challenge. And what I want to tell you, dear ladies, is that if you just sit back and watch, it's going to happen by itself. Because this is the evolutionary process that is beginning. And in this, there will be those who understand your place. My partner has said it. We're not going to call it women's business like the Aborigines do. I want to call it your right. It makes common sense. You are the ones that birth humanity. It makes common sense. When the Pleiadians landed, and those who were the female came out, it made sense. They were helping to birth a new energy on the planet to change the actual seeds of biology. It made sense that they would be female. In those days, as my partner has said, all of the males of the planet did what they did for the families because they were bigger, because they could hunt and be and do the things that is men's business. But when it came to that which was spiritual, it was next to godliness and birth and female. It made sense. There are certain things that when you take a look at them, you will motivate toward because they are common sense. You've used the word. It was common sense that would put the woman at a spiritual center. Shamanic energy was always female. That only changed later when the energy started to shift and it was politically expedient for them not to be women. But you should know it started off this way. It was common sense. But today you fight something. You fight life itself that is not balanced in your favor and does not see you in a spiritual center. I want to talk about synchronicity, chance, and common sense. Everywhere my partner goes on this planet to talk about the things that we bring, there are more women than men. Do you think that is an accident? There is a remembrance from women that it's their business, it's their job. The remembrance is so dynamic and so prevalent that you can simply look around the room today when it was going on and count it. More women, a lot more women than men. Cultures make a difference. You will find this balance starting to shift. But I wanted to point out to you, in an unbalanced society, when you speak of spiritual things, you'll always get more women than men. Unbalanced, we mean macho. Let's talk about that. How is it possible, as you sit there, that you might regain that which you've lost in your psyche, in how you feel about yourselves? We know and we understand that as you sit here, you're not going to change your society. This is not going to happen very quickly. And yet you still have to get up from this place and go back to work. Right now, what could we do together to show you what we're talking about? And I'm going to tell you this. I want you to come with me in an adventure. How many of you can suspend reality right now, just for a moment? The reality of this culture, of who you are, of what you've experienced and what you've gone through at the hands of men. I want you to take it away just for a few moments and go to a place that is in your Akash, that you have lived through, you have created, you participated in. It's more than just storytelling. I want you to go back to this place where you were literally in a pool of water. And you can feel the tropics of it. So much ceremony was done whilst half submerged. It was your way of greeting Gaia, of understanding that the Lemurian energy was part you and part earth. This was the basic training from the Pleiadians. To honor the earth as much as you honor yourself, and it will honor you back. The more you did this, and the trade winds are here, and the water, you can feel it lapping. The more you did this, the more the men's fish catch would be honored. They would ask you how it went. They would count on your connection with Gaia for their catch, no matter what. They would count upon you for weather. They would count upon the connection you had as the shamanic energies that you were for everything. I want you to go there just a minute. I want you to feel the pride of the men. The pride of the men. All of them. to have their sisters and their wives and their mothers connecting to God in this way, to the creative source, the pride they had for you, I want you to feel it. Because this is who you are. You experienced this, and because it's in your Akash, you can bring it forward today. You can walk around standing taller because of what you know is truth. You were there. You did it. The Lemurian circle of the Sisterhood, which wasn't called that then, was responsible for so much of life. You sang. You laughed. You didn't meditate. Not really. That came later. The whole idea of the meditation the way you have today are men's rules. I don't know if you knew that. I don't know if you knew that. Women sang. Women sang. And the voices were filled with joy. And the songs that were sung caused you to laugh. That was the meditation. That's what you did. You sang the messages to Spirit. You asked for the things you needed through song to Spirit. The circle was beautiful. And the men could hear it, but could not attend. They didn't want to. They weren't capable. And they knew it. So proud. I want you to feel their pride of you. Mom, sister, partner. When you came back from the circle, they could see you were glowing. They loved this, what you could do for them. Right from the Pleiadian teachers, the connection was complete. I want you to feel it. You earned it. And now in this little adventure in this story, I don't want you to make it go away. You earned it. It's in your Akash. Can you glue it to yourself in some way so that in your quietest moment you can go there? And remember, this is who you are. This is how it started. And it's the future. Generations will pass. Churches will make new rules. There will be an acknowledgement of the role of women. Then there will be an advancement of women. Then there will be the recognition of the connection to Spirit being greater of the woman than the man. There'll be a return to the knowledge, the understanding. Generations will take place. And you will be there to celebrate it. I guarantee it. You're not done here. Let it start now. Let this be a part of your Akash the next time you awaken. A remembrance of the remembrance. Let the ceremony begin. And so it is.